Welcome into the Average Joe Sports Show. I'm Ian Walker.
And I'm Jesse James.
And this is our, as of week 10, this is our Power Rankings top 10. Starting with 10, who you got?
Number 10, I've got Cleveland. It was a toss-up between Cleveland and Kansas City, but Cleveland is winning week by week. I've got Cleveland number 10.
They did go in and destroy Cincinnati, which I should have put freaking money on that game because I knew that Cincinnati was going to put up a goose egg on national TV as they always do. But I'm going to get to my number 10, and I was, like you, struggling with Kansas City or Cleveland. I went with Kansas City just because the common denominator is Andy Reid, and he's been there before. Cleveland's coach has never coached a team this good. As far as a head coach, he doesn't have any head coaching experience, so that's my reason I put them in 10.
I figured I would just have somebody from that division in the top 10. Kansas City is very well coached. Jamal Charles has been great since he's been back. I just can't put a team with Alex Smith as a quarterback as the 10th best team. I can't do it. But I would have Kansas City. I would have Kansas City at 11.
But Hoyer?
Hoyer's having a good year.
Oh my God.
There's a reason Johnny football's not playing right now. There's a reason he's not playing.
They lost to Oakland. No, they didn't. They lost to Jacksonville, didn't they?
They did lose to Jacksonville.
Come on, man.
Oh, okay. ESPN biter. Let's get to number 9.
Who you got?
I've got Indianapolis, even though I watched them get destroyed by Pittsburgh. I still think they're a very good football team. When luck doesn't turn the football over, they're a great football team. They still don't run the ball great, but I mean, they're going to win that division unless Ryan Mallett turns out to be Tom Brady.
No. I love Ryan Mallett compared to any.
Tom Brady. He's going to be Tom Brady.
Yeah, you're right.
No, he's not, probably not. Who you got number 9?
Seattle.
Seattle, yeah.
They've had a up and down season, but they're still freaking hard to beat at home.
Yeah, there's a chance. Marshawn Lynch, I mean, someone said he got on like 50 points in fantasy or something.
He got 40 points in fantasy. He had 4 TDs, 140 yards.
And I guess that leads me into my number 8 because I had Seattle at 8 ahead of Indianapolis. We had those two flipped. I just think that Pete Carroll's going to figure this thing out, and I'm not quite sold on Pagano. I know this is going to sound terrible to say, but because of this Kansas situation, he was gone a lot of that year. Mm-hmm. And Bruce Arians did a wonderful job leading to his head coaching job in Arizona. I'm not sold on Indianapolis. I'm really not sold on Seattle, but I mean, I still think Seattle can win that division because of the injury to Carson Palmer that we'll talk about later.
The reason I have Indy at 8 and not 9 is because, one, Andrew Luck has weapons. I'm going to use your favorite word, buku of weapons. You got...
Look it up.
Yes, look it up. We got Reggie Wayne. We got T.Y. Hilton. He has 2 tight ends that can catch passes, and Dwayne Allen and...
We? Are you a Colts fan?
I'd say we.
Okay. They. Okay. Just making sure.
But... And he has his roommate from Stanford, and then you got a back that can come out of the backfield and catch passes, and Bradshaw. So he's got weapons for a young quarterback. He's got weapons. He's throwing touchdown passes. If he can stop turning the ball over, they have a good chance.
And he's turning the ball over, but he puts them in early holes. He's not chronically turning the ball over. It's just he needs to cut down on the turnovers. I mean,
he tries to do too much for the team.
I think sometimes the team puts him in those positions. Let's go to number 7.
I have Dallas.
And I have Philadelphia.
We have those flipped. I just think that you can't. I love Dallas, as you can see. But
right.
They're not first in the division. You can't put them ahead of Philly.
It's half a game.
I know, but Philly's got them by the half game.
And we're going to get to this when we talk about Detroit and Green Bay, but I think that Dallas is better than Philadelphia. And I'm not just saying that because you're a Cowboys fan. They run the ball better. I'm still waiting for this defense to get exposed, though it hasn't yet. Even the games y'all lost, you've lost 17-10 to Washington. You know, you gave San Francisco pretty much the whole entire first half of that game. Y'all lost to Arizona. You had Brandon Whedon as quarterback, so I don't even count that. And then Romo comes back and everything just goes right back in form. But speaking of Philadelphia, Darren Sproles is a huge addition for them. And I think that they're dangerous. I think they would be more dangerous if they had Sproles and Deshaun Jackson. I don't think Philadelphia can go very far in the playoffs. I think Dallas has the winning formula that they can run the ball and they get stops when they need to.
I'm going to tell you who looked good, and that's Mark Sanchez. That offense is perfect for him.
Sanchez looks comfortable.
There was a stretch in that Texans game 2 weeks ago, or a week ago, that he threw 4 passes for a combined 0 yards as far as his average where the ball was caught for 66 total yards. That is the way that offense is running. You throw a lot of screens that are behind the line, or they throw balls that he might dump it down to a Darren Sproles or LaShawn McCoy that can make people miss and get first downs. That is the way Chip Kelly runs offenses, and I love doing Oregon for that. All you had to do was plug in the quarterback, and care who it was, he would drop.
Exactly, and I think that's perfect for Mark Sanchez. And people forget Mark Sanchez was actually really good his first 2 years. It's just the New York media and that team got worse and worse and worse around him, and the butt fumble has pretty much ended his days in New York.
Which he came out and said the fact that he dealt with problems the New York media. He said this Philly thing's gonna be easy.
And it should be. I mean, Philadelphia has hard fans, but I mean,
They love winners.
They love winners, and Mark Sanchez looks happy to be in Philadelphia. He looks comfortable, but I think we're going to skip to number 5 because actually, as I look at it, our top 4 are exactly the same. But
Our top 5 are the exact same.
our top 5 are exactly the same. But and really, we have the same top 10 minus Cleveland. I just think that I think watching them play, I know Philadelphia has a better record. I think Dallas is the better football team.
Moving on to Green Bay and Detroit. I want to put Green Bay at 4 and Detroit at 5. But you look at it, Detroit's still winning games. They had missed Calvin Johnson for a couple weeks, but Golden Tate was stepping up freaking huge.
Is this? I look for this point every year in the season because I love watching Detroit play. I love Matt Stafford. I love Calvin Johnson. I love Ndamukong Suh. I love this team. I keep waiting for them to fall off the bandwagon, and this year it's not happening. This year, when's the last time Ndamukong Suh had a stupid $25,000 fine for something dumb? And you haven't seen it this year. They got rid of Jim Schwartz. Caldwell, who I've never really been a fan of. That's who their head coach is, right? Is Jim Caldwell. Quietly, this team is very good. They're disciplined. They play good defense, and they're winning games. But you got that. That's Stephen Naismith who said that. Bad man in Aaron Rodgers who threw 6. I want to say that again. 6 touchdowns in the first half. First off, Mark Trestman should be fired immediately. Jay Cutler should not be re-signed even though this gave him a contract. This is a disgrace to Chicago. We're not talking about them. Aaron Rodgers is back. And he needs to be back in the MVP
still Mark
conversation.
Jackson. I love Mark Jackson. Mama, there go that man.
Yeah. I mean, that's why it's hard, but I mean, I will put Detroit because they're a game ahead of them.
Let's put this down on paper. Or down. Stafford has a Pro Bowl receiver, Calvin Johnson. Greatest receiver in the game. Him and Des Bryant, 2 best receivers in the game. You look at
Whoa, Antonio Brown. Pump your brakes.
Yeah,
yes, I agree. Top 3, yes, I do that.
Anyways, but you look at Green Bay, he has no Pro Bowls. He's just getting it done. Don't get me wrong, Cobb and Nelson are
But it
good
throws the ball to
players.
Lacey out of the backfield. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is in a way like Tom Brady. They can throw it to anybody and make them.
I swear sometimes he leans back and zings the ball. And you're just like,
Where's it
how's
going?
that humanly possible to throw a ball that hard?
But it's always deadly accurate from like
Oh,
and
yeah.
you know when he's throwing off on his back foot and he's just like, how is he? But it's always on time. It doesn't make any sense.
It does not.
They must have pumped him up. Yeah,
But
that was pretty good.
Even though I've made all those points for Green Bay, Detroit's just still winning games. Doesn't matter who they're playing, they're still winning. But we both have our top 3 are start Denver's at 3, and we'll both start with that one
They still have the best quarterback that ever stepped on a football field.
in the regular season.
The best quarterback that ever stepped on a field. We're not talking about rings. I would go to Joe Montana, then Tom Brady. But the best quarterback that ever stepped on a football field
That's ever played
the game. Anybody with knowledge will tell you that. Maybe not the most accomplished quarterback, and he's still doing it. I mean, listen, the controversy of the week is that Osweiler didn't get in the game. And they were arguing about this on PTI the other day. I'm like, who cares? Osweiler, Peyton freaking Manning. I almost cussed on national TV here, but come on, man. Get out of here. Peyton Manning's the best quarterback in the league. Talent-wise, Denver's only 3 because New England blew them out a couple weeks ago. The defense is back. Hey, listen, they had a bad game against New England. Mark my words, if that playoff game is in Denver, Denver's going to the Super Bowl.
The scary thing is, like, if you're a quarterback and you get up to the line and you look over to one side, be like, hey, there's Von Miller. Don't let him run. Shift right, shift right.
And then look to the other side.
Oh,
Who's there?
shit. Shift back this way. I got DeMarcus Ware. What do I do? That's dangerous.
Help to Bill Belichick's your coach. I mean, that's about it. It's the only team that seems to be able to slow them down going into New England.
But their offense is crucial. They have 4 receivers that could be number ones.
Talking about Denver?
Yeah.
With, you have Welker, you have Emmanuel Sanders. I wouldn't say he could be a number one. He's got number one talent.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then you got
I would love to still have him in Pittsburgh, but I mean, I'm happy for him. I mean, and for clarification purposes, I don't think Emmanuel Sanders was trying to take a shot at Big Ben when he said that. I think he was simply just saying that he thought that Peyton Manning was a better leader, and I wouldn't disagree. But listen, he's having a good year. Big Ben's having a good year. Texas is number 2. We both have New England.
Yeah, Tom Brady is getting it done. Gronk is being Gronk.
So, are they trading him anytime soon? Tom Brady?
No.
Are they benching him anytime soon?
No.
Is Belichick's job in jeopardy?
No. Alright, I was watching the game, the Denver game, and you saw how much people respect Gronk. Gronk runs a crossing pattern, and they leak out Vereen on the goal line. The safety and 2 linebackers followed Gronk on a crossing pattern, and Vereen just sticks out of the backfield. He's standing on the goal line with nobody within 10 yards of him. That can't happen. But that's Gronk, and that's what people do.
I don't know if Gronk's the best tight end of the game, so I don't think he is. He's the most dangerous tight end of the game, him and Jimmy Graham. I think Jason Witten's more talented. I think Heath Miller's more talented. But as a guy at his size and his athleticism, they have the most dangerous weapon. I mean, a lot of people think Darren Sproles, Deshaun Jackson. When you have a tight end that is that athletic, I mean, the Patriots are a totally different animal with Gronk than without him. Now you have to cover Gronk, which makes Vereen look better, Amendola look better, and all these other guys who nobody's ever heard of before. LaFell. I mean, sorry, Cam Newton. I bet you could use him this year, couldn't you?
Yeah. But our number 1 is Arizona, even though they just lost Carson Palmer for the year.
Asterisk alert. Yes.
Their defense is good. Their defense had 2 touchdowns within like a 2-minute period in that game last week. It's ridiculous.
Arizona's really good, and they have a lot of offensive weapons. Why is it that every time Carson Palmer signs a long-term deal, he blows his knee out?
I don't think it's planned.
Illuminati. Just kidding. And I feel really bad for Carson Palmer because I was waiting to jump on the show and talk about how he loves throwing them picks. I would like to step back and look at this. I say Carson Palmer's had a great year. And it seems like anyone.
The only game they lost was when one of the games Carson was out. Carson is like 7-0.
Yeah, he's 6-0, 6-0.
6-0.
And Stan's 1-2 or something like that. Yeah, Carson's had a great year. And actually, he would have been 7-0 if he would have stayed healthy in that game.
But he's 7-0 as their starter. They're 7-0 with Carson Palmer as their starter.
Man, that sucks because he's having a really good year. I mean, there's 2 redheaded quarterbacks in the league. Both have played for Cincinnati. The guy playing for Cincinnati has a QBR of 2 the last game.
Yeah.
And then this guy blows his knee out. But I think next week the rankings might be a little different. I haven't looked at the schedule, but I don't think Arizona's the best team. But I think they're the most complete team. I think they're good on defense.
I think they have the best defense, if not the best. And then you got Bruce Arians, who is the quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, I mean...
He brought Stanton with him from... either Pittsburgh or Indy. I mean, he must see something in him.
I think he was at Indy. So does Roethlisberger go to Arizona? Just kidding. But, and what's with Arizona taking all Pittsburgh's coaches? They had Wisenhunt, now they have Arians. They took Mendenhall, the player, Jonathan Dyer. But Arizona's number 1 in our rankings this week, and we'll see how they turn out next week.
Yep.